Snake.
Noonum. This part is only 9 minutes long, well, 9.5. But there's no story in it, it's a pure filler part. These are some extra stages. These are the levels where they thought, let's get a bit inventive, show off all the gimmicks we have, and to be fair to the game, these stages do have, like, unique gimmicks that don't actually appear in the game.
But are they fun, Snake?
No. Most of them aren't really fun. This stage, they're tricky to, like, do without getting hit. In fact, I think I do get hit on each of them, but just get S ranks, so I'm like, fuck it, I'll accept it. They're just, like, all of them are 2D. None of them feature classic Sonic. Like, there's no classic Sonic stage that I saw. That's
weird. You think that he'd be, like, the main, like, focus if it's 2D?
Yeah, I know. They're each also very puzzly. I'm actually glad they're not Classic Sonic, because, ironically, Classic Sonic has the worst 2D platforming, despite that being all he's got going, but,
I don't... Like, I get that, like, modern Sonic is, like, 2D and 3D combined, but, like, from, like, a, you know, resource perspective, I don't get that. Why would they do that?
I honestly think it's just a padding thing. Because, you know, the 3D segments, well, it's a control issue as well. Modern 3D Sonic does not control, like, great. So they don't really challenge you in 3D segments outside of, like, you know, hit LB and RB to dodge left and right. It's like an endless runner instead of, you know, a bigger 3D platforming game. They don't do that anymore.
I feel like Sonic should, like, move... You know, there's, like, a bunch of games out that are kind of like endless runners. There's, like, what was that fucking truck game where you jump on trucks?
Oh, Cluster Truck wasn't that, but so we talked about this.
Not an endless runner in a way, but, like, Cluster Truck and, like, other games of that sort where you're just move in a large area moving and, like, obstacles. I feel like Sonic Team should kind of focus on that when making a Sonic game instead of, like, making these, like, designed levels that only last, like, 2 minutes. Because, like, there are, if you focus on there's ways to make that work as a Sonic game and have, like, a plot even to it. If you really wanted to, I feel.
I played a demo for a game called Sonic Utopia, which is, like, kind of like just a test of putting Sonic in 3D. And it uses WASD controls and, like, mouse control, mostly because it's, like, you know, a PC game. And it's just a giant, like, Green Hill Zone level. There aren't a great many obstacles, but it has some of the best 3D Sonic controls that I have seen in ages. And the stage is huge. Like, and I think that's the way you kind of they should go with 3D Sonic is, don't try and make it about tight platforming. Make it, he's a fast character, give him a lot of space to mess around in. And he'll have fun, he'll work.
Open world and tricks, because, like, people are already, like, challenging, like, hardcore Sonic fans are already challenging themselves to make the game fun for themselves. So, like, make the game like that instead of just push fucking square and win the game, you know?
Like, there's a kind of irony in making Sonic stages short. I think that is probably one of the biggest challenges with designing a Sonic stage is how big should the scale of a stage be? Because Sonic is fast, so he's got to have a lot of ground to cover, but also they have this want to make it a challenging platform game, so there have to be tight obstacles and, like, small segments where you have to deftly control this character that does not control well when you have to move him deftly, when he has to move in a tight environment.
That's why I think a Sonic game should be open world and the challengers are just kind of sprinkled, not like randomly put everywhere on the map, but like with thought put behind them. But it's just an open world and the challenges are there for, like, players to find them, because they're already basically doing that with current Sonic games, even though, you know, that's not, even though Sega's like, actually, here's a 2D segment where, this happens for some reason, and it completely ruins the flow of the gameplay.
Like, imagine this for, like, a Sonic challenge, okay? There's a kind of floating island in the middle of a giant cavern, and how do you approach this? How do you make this leap across this giant chasm to get to that little island? Well, there's a hill nearby, so you run up that, you run down, get the speed, and you fucking ramp off And that would be a fun challenge. You could approach it in a bunch of different ways if you put a bunch of different environmental effects around it. And it wouldn't have to be that tightly designed as long as you knew where to put the hills and just basically raise and lower ground.
Like, look at this shit. Look at this shit.
It's really boring. This stage was the easiest one.
I get this is like a special stage, and you know, there's like not that much like focus on it, but it doesn't look that much different from what a regular stage in like modern Sonic 2D would look like.
I mean, this looks like a Sonic Colors stage.
It's kind of bad. Like Sonic games, like ever since fucking Sonic Unleashed, none of the Sonic games have looked like impressive.
It's like they just got given up on, we want to make this game look... Well, Sonic Unleashed was an exercise in making the game look really fucking nice. And it's like, fuck it, boxes, put boxes everywhere. It's a stage made out of Lego. Well, Lego is more aesthetically pleasing, but, you know.
Just make a giant world, like they could even be stages. Like, just make like a fucking, I don't know, a giant arena.
Wouldn't you rather be running in the background of this stage? Look at that shit back there.
Yeah, look at that.
I just want to. It's very angular, but it looks nice.
Be like, imagine making a Sonic game where it starts off like this, and then you can just like break through the screen and like go run in the background and be free.
Oh, that'd be fun.
Like Sonic Team is too focused on each stage having a beginning and an end. And I think they need to get rid of that. It's not working anymore.
You could have a beginning point and an end point, and just, how do you get between those 2 points? Fuck it. You got a big bowl of shit to do. That's what Sonic Utopia was. There's an end point in the stage. I didn't find it in my time playing the demo. But I was just like, you know, running up and down hills, jumping off of stuff. There was that video I referenced in my review, the Sonic Spitball one by Shame. He did kind of talk about how, like, old Sonic levels didn't feel ultra-designed. They just felt like they just threw up obstacles in some places and let you get between them. You know, and that was fun enough.
Gun
'Cause
on these special stages. No classic, though.
But, yeah, like, you know, the OC is in here. As you can see, I brought the lightning whip for all these stages because, its whip has invincibility frames. Like, a huge amount of them. So I could just, like, say fuck it and just, like, whip if I was gonna get hit. Like that. It didn't work then, but, you know. That worked. You could keep the OC, you know. I would accept the OC being in 3D. Bring back gunplay as well, you know. Just give him a lock-on feature and then you can have gunning in 3D.
I feel like, you know, Sonic Cam should bring back Shadow. And like, let him have guns.
Yeah, just let him kill everything.
Like, have free fucking, you know, playable characters, which is like what Sonic does for some reason. There's always free.
Even when there's not, there's always free.
There's always free. And have one of them be Shadow with his guns. Don't make him just a Sonic ripoff. Have him guns. Let him be, like, slightly slower than Sonic. Let him fucking skate around for some reason. And let him have guns.
Oh.
Let him have guns.
By the way...
Let Shadow have guns.
These stages do not unlock anything beyond more clothes. But you want to know what DLC was added to this game in December, which I only realized the other day and installed it. Supersonic... You could just...
Supersonic shouldn't be DLC.
Yeah, I know.
In the game.
But there's no method in the game to unlock him. There's no collectible Chaos Emeralds, so fuck it, just DLC. And yeah, now if I wanted, I could play every stage as Supersonic. You could do it from level 1 if you have the DLC. You don't have to do anything to unlock Supersonic. It's just there.
So, I saw on... Oh, well, never mind. Actually, I'm not gonna get into this, because... The part's almost ending.
Remember it for the next part. That's a good cliffhanger.
Not the next part, because the next part's video games.
2 parts from now. Good cliffhanger. Come back for that.